Welcome to the first ESS video on this channel. Today, we will be going over environmental value systems of topic 1. So the definition for an environmental value system, or an EVS, is a worldview that shapes how individuals or groups perceive and evaluate environmental issues. These are most commonly influenced by cultural factors such as religion, economic factors, and socio-political factors. We'll look at these more in detail later on. Environmental value systems can also be seen as a system. They have inputs, processes, and outputs. These inputs include cultural influence, education, and the media. Processes include thinking and evaluating, and the outputs include courses of action, the perspectives, and decisions or opinions on environmental issues. The three main environmental value systems are Anthropocentrism, Ecocentrism, and Technocentrism. First off, Technocentrism is technology-centered. These people believe strongly that technological advancements and innovation can solve environmental issues. They also put less emphasis on humans exploiting natural resources and pushing the planet to its limits. A more extreme version of technocentrists are called cornucopians. These people fully trust new technology and the future to save the planet, and they ignore any other factors. If asked, an example of a technocentrist could be Elon Musk. Anthropocentrism is people-centered. Anthropocentrists believe that humans are responsible for managing Earth sustainably, and that this should be done through regulations, tax, and other legal methods. This environmental value system is kind of the middle ground between the other two EVSs, and most people believe in Anthropocentrism. An example of this could be the United Nations or any other international body. Finally, ecocentrism is nature-centered. Ecocentrists place huge value on the environment and nature, and they claim that minimal disturbance to natural processes are required to keep the planet safe. A more extreme version of ecocentrism are deep ecologists. These people push for radical shifts in human beliefs to achieve coexistence with nature, done often by speeches or other forms of communication. I know an example of an ecocentrist is Greta Thunberg. One more thing you need to know are environmental movements. These are categorized as global efforts to address ecological challenges and to promote sustainable practices. For the IB diploma, it's good if you know at least one of each separate categories. There's 7 total. These include individuals. For example, I put down David Attenborough because his documentaries are well known for shedding light on climate change. In terms of literature, the Silent Spring book is a book that describes the effects of pesticides and brought global attention to the harms that they bring. In terms of media, Deepwater Horizon and its images of the oil-covered birds showed popularity of the effects of oil spills and drove efforts to make sure nothing like that happened again. Environmental disasters, Chernobyl, helped pave the way for many new agreements regarding the safety and regulation of nuclear plants. International agreements is the Paris Agreement in 2015, which set limits to the Earth's temperature increase. The Green Revolution is an example of a tech discovery in terms of improving agricultural efficiency in lesser popular countries. Scientific discoveries are, for example, hydrochlorofluorocarbons as an alternative to chlorofluorocarbons, which are part of DDTs that are harming the environment in the 20th century. And finally, I provided here an example of an exam question. You could be asked to outline factors that lead to different environmental value systems in contrasting cultures. This is worth 4 marks. For the first mark, you can talk about economic factors. For example, poor countries have less access to new and helpful technology because they can't afford it, and so they won't adopt a technocentric approach. Some religions and cultures place high importance on nature, and so their people and country will adopt an ecocentric approach. Like for example, indigenous beliefs with peace and nature. Historical factors. Countries that have experienced a natural disaster or a bad environmental issue in the past caused by humans will be more likely to be ecocentric. And finally, areas with little natural resources can rely on technology. Thus, they're a technocentric approach. An example of this is Dubai and the way they use cloud seeding and desalination to combat the water problem. Thank you guys.